Danny Purton, there was great work done at Oakwood Pond,
Yep.
and now here we are at Netteswell Pond. Can you tell a little bit from your perspective what's going on here?
Yeah, well, basically, this Netteswell Pond is a flood storage facility, although it's used by the public as a much-loved leisure facility. And from time to time, like all technical facilities, they need to be maintained, they need to be improved, and that's what's happening here. It's if you like, its function as a balancing lake has begun to come under question, and so we need to restore its capacity, deal with some technical stuff to do with the outlet. But the main thing is it's a flood prevention scheme, which is why we've been able to access funding through the government or through Essex County Council from the government, plus some.
How long is this going to take?
Yeah, although there's quite a lot to do, it's anticipated that it will be finished by end of February, beginning of March. The main task is desilting the bottom of the lake, which needs the lake to be drained and the fish to be taken away and kept for us until they can be brought back.
So although this is quite a technical operation, isn't it? It's an operation, etc. But is there a sort of aesthetic element to this that it will look nicer in the end?
Certainly, although it looks okay in the summer, it's a very nice facility. There obviously anything that grows does require maintenance, and even the vegetation has to be trimmed, coppiced, cut down, new stuff planted. So when we finish by next summer, it will be actually people will notice the difference, even though they might have been quite happy with the way it was before.
Patrick, a lot of work going down here at Netteswell Pond. If you can explain what your role is here and improving Netteswell Pond.
I've been working with Essex County Council and also our own flood team in Harlow to try and devise a scheme where we can see technical benefits to the flood storage facilities of the pond itself, and also to enhance the biodiversity value of the pond and also its amenity value for visitors and residents alike.
So the job you did at Oakwood,
yes,
and the job you're doing here, so these aren't just sprucing up the ponds, are they? This
No.
is much more, making this story accessible to our readers, much more from a technical, as you said, biodiversity.
Absolutely. So what we have here is a pond which looks absolutely fine to a lot of people, but what you don't see is under the water. So under the water we have a huge quantity of silt that's built up over the years. I believe it was in 2000, 19 years ago now, that it was last desilted. So nearly 2 decades of leaf litter, other debris and rubbish and all sorts have ended up in there, and they've taken capacity away. And they've also added nutrients to the pond, which is it upsets the ecological balance. So by removing the silt, we're opening up the capacity of the water, and we're also going to be planting with different species of emergent and aquatic vegetation, which will provide and support food for invertebrates and all sorts.
You may not be able to answer this, but is there a lot of fish in there?
According to our partners at the Stork Valley Angling Society, there is quite a stock in here. It's a little unknown, so therefore we have a contingency fund for the removal of these fish, and we'll be able to survey what we've got in there and determine what the right balance is for the benefit of the whole ecosystem. So we don't want it understocked, and equally we don't want it overstocked.
And this will take how long?
It will take a day to catch the fish, and as the pond water levels are dropping, as the water is pumped out, the fisheries company, Framlingham Fisheries, will come back and they will catch any stragglers on a second day.
And finally, is this the most enjoyable part of your job when you get out here and doing this?
It is, absolutely. This is why I do the job. It's being out and about and seeing improvements for biodiversity and for people's enjoyment of that biodiversity.